Pace frați și surori. My name is Lois. I'm 14 years old, and this is my testimony. I was born and raised in a Christian family that, from a very young age, taught me the word of the Lord. From when I was just a little kid, church was the biggest aspect of my life. Whether it was Sunday school, kids choir, or orchestra, I always loved to be there. In these years, I began to set a do and don't list for myself that determined what would make me a good follower of Christ. I thought that if I went to church every Sunday and read my Bible every day, I would be a good Christian, but I could have never been so wrong. As the years went by, I lived a comfortable life, often hearing words like blessings, joy, mercy, and faith, but I didn't know the true meaning of them. I never understood that just because my parents are Christian, that doesn't automatically make me one too. I still needed my own experiences and my own realizations. I read the Bible from start to finish multiple times, but I can't say that it had ever changed my life before. As time continued, one verse that got me out of my cycle of works and comfortable feeling that what I was doing was all enough was Matthew 7:21. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. I had heard and read this verse so many times without stopping to understand what it meant. For the first time in my life, I finally came to the conclusion that there was so much more to salvation than what I thought before. In late August of last year, Pastor Scott came here as a guest to preach, and he talked about how important it was to have a good and real, deepened relationship with God. That's when I understood that that's exactly what I needed. Throughout that sermon, I felt a need for God, and I knew that I couldn't walk through life without Him. This made me realize that everything I had learned my whole life finally made sense. Everything my parents told me, my Sunday school teachers taught me, and what pastors had talked about finally clicked in my head. In that moment, I realized that I was a sinner. The only way through salvation is through Jesus. There was never a point in my life that I didn't believe there was a God, but only now had I truly come to true faith of this reality. I know that life won't be easy from here on out. I will have bumps in the roads and obstacles to overcome, but now I have God holding me up. I know that this is a decision I will never regret. I've decided to publicly proclaim my faith and new life through this baptism. Thank you.